Good morning children, this is your social science class. Today we are going to learn Unit 3 Components of Agriculture. In this chapter we are going to learn about the India's soil types and their distribution, importance of irrigation, about agriculture and its importance and its types, the problems of farming in India. So these are the things going to be discussed in this chapter. Soil is one of the most important natural resources. India's varied natural environments resulted in great variety of soil compared to any other country of similar size in the world. The rich, deep and fertile soil support high density of population through agricultural prosperity. So soil is one of the most important natural resources. So without soil, agriculture is not possible. If there is no agriculture, no food, no crops will be available. If there is no food, humans cannot survive, right? So soil is considered to be one of the most important natural resources. Soil is the uppermost layer of the land surface, usually composed of minerals, organic matter, living organisms, air and water. So it is the uppermost layer of the land surface, right? So it is composed of minerals, organic matter, living organisms, air and water. We'll see about types of soils. The first type is alluvial soil. It is formed by the sediments deposited by streams and rivers when they slowly loose. So when the streams and rivers, when they flow, that sediments is deposited and that is called alluvial soil. It is distributed, which means it is found in the rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, in the plains of Uttar Pradesh, Uttaranchal. So the crops were growing using this soil is rice, wheat, sugarcane and oilseeds. Next we'll see about black soil. So this soil is formed by the basals of Deccan trap, which mean a rock type. So the color of this is black in color due to the presence of titanium and iron. It has some chemical properties like calcium and magnesium. Nature is sticky when wet, high degree of moisture is retained quickly. So it will be little sticky, this black soil. So these are found in the places of Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, northern part of Karnataka, and this soil will help to grow cotton, millets, tobacco and sugarcane. Next is about red soil. This is formed by the decomposition of ancient crystalline rocks like granites and from rock type. So this is formed in this way. It has minerals and iron iron and magnesium. It is very light in texture. So this is found in the Deccan Plateau, southern states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Jharkhand. Wheat, rice, cotton, sugarcane and pulses are grown using this red soil. Next we'll see about laterite soil. This is formed in the region where alternate wet and hot dry conditions prevail. So both hot and wet conditions, if a place means there we will have laterite soil. So this is also having the properties of aluminium, oxides of iron. It will be in clay form. Okay, Assam Hills, Kerala, Eastern Ghats are the places we can find this type of soil. So coffee, rubber, cashew nut are grown using this type of soil. Next we'll see about forest and mountain soils. Differ from region to region depending on the climate. So this differs according to the climate. This is formed by the mechanical weathering caused by snow, rain and temperature variation. It has also chemical properties like potash, lime, phosphorus. It is very light, sandy and thin and found in the pieces of rock. So these are found distributed in the places like Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim. So coffee, tea, rice, maize, potato, fruits are varied types of spices are grown in this type of soil. Arid and desert soil. So this is formed by the dry climate, high temperature. When the soil is very dry, it also lacks humus content due to the absence of vegetative cover. So it is also having few chemical properties like calcium carbonate, rich enough in phosphate, and it has its nature is it is very light in color, low in moisture. So Rajasthan, northern Gujarat and southern Punjab are having this type of soil. Millets, barley, cotton, maize and pulses are grown in this type of soils. Next is saline and alkaline soils. This is formed by the ill drainage which causes water logging So it has few chemical properties like liberate sodium, magnesium and calcium. It is found in the places of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Rajasthan. Yes. Next is marshy soils. This is formed by the humid regions from the organic matter. It has few chemical properties like potash and phosphate. Nature in the contains considerable amount of soluble salt, right? So it is found in the places of Kottayam and Alappuzha districts of Kerala, West Bengal, and in Tamil Nadu also in some places, and Uttarakhand. So this is very useful to grow paddy and jute. So these are the types of soils. Now we'll see about multi-purpose river valley projects. So many projects are done in the river valleys. So we'll see what is that. It is a scientific management of water resource in our country. Construction of dam across rivers is aimed at many purposes. Hence, it is termed as multi-purpose river valley projects. The various purpose of a dam serves as irrigation, hydropower generation, water supply for drinking and industrial purpose, controlling floods, development of fisheries, navigation, etc. Generally, majority of multi-purpose projects are a combination of irrigation and hydropower, which are the major aims of the projects. So it is a scientific method to save water, to control flood. So it is aimed for many purposes. So the industrial purpose, development of fisheries, navigation, for all these purpose, this multi-purpose river valley projects are used. Now we'll see about agriculture. Agriculture is a process of producing food for people, fiber and many other desired products by cultivation of certain plants and the raising of domestic animals. So agriculture, it is a process for producing food. So agriculture, as I told you earlier, agriculture is one of the very important thing for humans' life, right? So we are going to see about types of farming. First one is subsistence farming. A considerable proportion of farmers in the country practice subsistence farming. In this, agricultural land holding is small. As the farmers are poor, they can't apply the modern inputs which cost more. They grow crops with the help of the family members, consumes almost the entire farm produce with little surplus to sell in the market. So subsistence farming means the agricultural land will be very small, so they can't hire any other people from outside. So only the family members itself started to grow their crops. Okay, this in Punjab, some parts of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, subsistence farming is practiced. Next is shifting agriculture. This type of agriculture is performed by tribal people in a piece of forest land after clearing the trees through felling and burning the trunks and branches. Once the land is cleared, crops are grown for 2 or 3 years and the land will be abundant as the fertile of the soil decreases. So here this type of agriculture is done in the hill forest area. So they will clear all the unwanted branches, trunks, everything, and they started to do agriculture there. Next is about intensive farming. Intensive farming is agricultural intensification and mechanization system that aims for the maximum yields from available land through various means such as heavy use of pesticides and chemical fertilizers. So this type, intensive farming, they use heavy pesticides and fertilizers to get maximum yield. So that will not very much healthy for our body. Instead, to get the maximum yield, to get the maximum result of crops, they use many chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Okay, so intensive farming is practiced in Punjab, parts of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh in India. Next is about dry farming. Okay, so dry farming, this type of farming is practiced in arid areas where irrigation facilities are lacking. So when the farming area is very much dry, there this dry farming is practiced. Crops cultivated in these areas withstand dry conditions. So crops grown generally with the help of irrigation and also grown under dry farming. So irrigation, due to the help of irrigation only, there this farming will be done. So this is practiced in dry parts of Rajasthan, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. Next is about mixed farming agriculture. So this is defined as a system of farm which includes crop production, also raising livestock, poultry means some birds, okay, fisheries, beekeeping. So all this mixed farming agriculture to satisfy as many needs of the farmer as possible. When the person does all these things, he is considered to be the rich man in the area, because by all these things he'll get his maximum profit benefit, right? So beekeeping, it's a very profited business, and poultry, fisheries, so all these are giving too much of money for a person, for a farming, okay. So this is called mixed farming agriculture. Next is about terrace cultivation. This type of cultivation is practiced especially in hilly areas where lands are the sloping nature. So this type of cultivation, it is mostly cultivated in hilly areas. The land should have been little sloping. So the hill and mountain slopes are cut to form terraces, and land is used in the same way of the permanent agriculture. So soil erosion is also checked due to terrace formation on hill slopes. So in hill slopes usually soil erosion will occur. So they have to check all these things. So this is called terrace cultivation. Next is about major crops cultivated in India, the food crops. The first we'll see about food crops. Rice. Rice is the indigenous crop. India is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. It is mainly a tropical crop growing mainly with temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and annual rainfall of 150 centimeter. Deep fertile clay or loamy soils are suited well for rice cultivation. So rice is very much important for our area, right? So Tamil Nadu people usually used to eat rice, right? So India is the second largest producer of rice in the world, next to China. So China is the first, leads in the first place, right? Deep fertile clay soils are very much useful for rice cultivation, okay. So in 2016 the first 10 leading rice producing states are West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Assam and Haryana. So in our Tamil Nadu ranks the 4th place in rice cultivation. Next we'll see about wheat cultivation. Wheat is the second most important food crop of the country after rice. It accounts for 22% of the total area and 34% of the total production of food grains in the country. It requires 10 to 15 degrees Celsius at the time of sowing and 20 to 25 degrees Celsius at the time of ripening of grains. So wheat is considered to be the second important food crop. First important food crop is rice and the second one is wheat. So in most of our country also wheat is produced in a large way. We also used to have wheat, rice and wheat only mostly we used to have, right? So wheat is an important crop. Over 85% of India's wheat production comes from 5 states, namely Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. So these are the states where they mainly concentrate on wheat production. Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Next we'll see about barley. Barley is one of the important cereals of our country. Besides being poor man's diet, it is used for making barley water, beer, whiskey. Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh are 2 leading producers of barley. So barley is also considered to be the one of the cereals, okay. It is not a grain, it is cereal of a country. So poor man's diet, because in olden days and all, those people are doing farm work, agriculture and all, they used to eat this barley, millet and all, right? So it's considered to be poor man's diet. So it is not only for them, it is used for making barley water, beer and whiskey. So Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh are the leading producers of barley. Next is about pulses. Pulses include a large number of crops which are mostly rich in vegetable protein. They are used as human food and feeding cattle. So these pulses, they are included in large number for rich in vegetable protein and also useful for human as well as feeding cattle, these pulses. So Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh are the major pulse growing areas. So these are the major crops cultivated in India. Next we'll see about fisheries. Fisheries in India are very important economic activity and a flourishing sector with varied resources and potential. So fisheries, no, it is a very important economic activity. Okay, if a person is a fisher, he will also yield too much of benefit. Okay, too much of money. Once he go for fishing itself, he will get lot of money. Right, so it is considered to be the important economic activity. We have two types in fishing. First is marine or sea fisheries. It includes coastal, offshore and deep sea fisheries mainly on the continental shelf up to depth up to of 200 meter. Among the coastal state, Kerala leads in the marine fish production in India. So marine sea fishes means coastal, they go for the sea, okay, to get the fishing. So in that, Kerala leads the first place. Inland or freshwater fisheries, rivers, lakes, canals, ponds, tanks, other source of freshwater and provide freshwater fisheries. So when we go for fishing like rivers, canals, ponds, tanks, so there also will get fishes, right? Fishes and seafoods, right? I mean this water, crab, prawn, everything will get in these river banks also, river bank, canals, snakes and all. So this is called inland or freshwater fisheries. Now we'll see about the major issues faced by farmers in India. First point is infertile soil. Indian soils have been used for growing crops over thousands of years without caring much. So we have been doing agriculture for many years without any care for that, without any replenishing, which means it is not rejuvenating. Okay, keep on we are doing agriculture. So sometimes this has lead to depletion and exhaustion. The soil also will get tired, right? When we work for a very long time without any rest, automatically we'll get tired, our body will get tired, right? So like that, when the soil is keep on continuing it's giving its yield means without any rest, that is also happen, that same tiredness would have come for the soil also. So that is what it leads to low productivity. Next is lack of irrigation. 1/3 of the cropped area falls under irrigated area. So agriculture reliable irrigation facility has to be developed. So irrigation, water is very much important. We can't rely on always on the rainwater. So irrigation, we have to save the water. So irrigation is very important. So that facility must be developed. Soil erosion. Large tracts of fertile land suffer from soil erosion by wind and water. Such kinds of areas must be properly treated and restored to its original fertility. So soil erosion also occurs. So many soils have been eroded, have been flown. Without soil, agriculture is not possible. So that is all to be saved. Inadequate storage facilities. So a farmer doesn't have any very big granaries to save all his food crops, right? Some poor farmers and all, they have only their house, so they can't store all those grains or pulses or crops, whatever he cultivated. So as soon as he finishes agriculture, he has to sell in the market. So the yield is very much low. So inadequate storage facility is one of the problem faced by the Indian farmers, and inadequate transport. One of the main handicaps with the Indian agriculture is a lack of cheap and efficient means of transportation. So transportation must also be improved. Even at present, there a lack of villages which are not well connected with main roads or with market centers. So that roads and all, it is not connected to the main roads or market centers, so they can't go and sell their goods. So when they do it locally, they can't get that much yield. So these are the problems faced by the farmers of India. So in this chapter, we have seen the soil is the finest particle found on the earth's surface. Alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soils are the major types of soils in India. The main source of irrigation found in India are canal irrigation, well irrigation and tank irrigation. The agriculture crops is India is divided into food crops, cash crops, plantation and horticultural crops. Fishing in India is characterized as marine fishing and inland fishing. So you'll get the notes also, children. I hope you all understood this. Thank you.